In a beloved S-shaped strip of land, Vietnam is a multi-ethnic country with 54 distinct ethnic groups living and fighting together for national construction and defense for thousands of years. In this historical process, culture has generated an invisible power for the country. The combination of 54 ethnic groups has created Vietnamese culture as a colourful, bright, but simple and close picture. Each group represents a unique colour gamut, contributing to the flawless picture. When visiting Vietnam Museum of Ethnology and the windy capital of the ancient northernmost Vietnam base, people can feel great happiness as if they were going along the length of the country. The Southern culture, a large and beautiful area with a temperate climate. The residents of 19 provinces are the assemblage of many ethnic groups. Dang Nai River system and the Mekong River system are like the big milky stream, which have an abundance of fertile alluvium with various fishery resources every year. It is also an important base for residents to build a river civilization. The space of Southern Delta region culture is represented in an area of 4 meters squared, introducing to the main temple of Huang Pagoda in Tra Vinh with the rate of 50%, which is the highlight of introducing the cultural life of residents in the Southern Delta. The system of landscape around the temple includes the architecture of temple, containing the skeletons of Khmer in Diep Tak Pagoda, Tra Vinh Province, the architecture gate of Kacham Pagoda in Tra Vinh, southern cultural space in the form of Hic in Khe Sanh District, Sac Chang Province, canal systems with the monkey bridges in Long Phu District, Sac Chang Province. Southern Khmer Temple is the architecture which is one of the high aesthetic value. The temple is also the sacred space converge economic, political, cultural and artistic factors. The architecture of the pagoda meets not only the demand for religious and spiritual, but also the demand for aesthetic of people. The Khmer in Southern regarded the contribution to build a temple as the agreements to ensure the happiness for present life and eternal future of each human. Khmer people did not spare labor and precious materials to build a temple, so the temple became the cultural center of the hamlet. Coming to the residence of Khmer people, it is very easy to see the contrast between the simple houses of people and the massive palatial temple, which was not displayed as a work of art in the plain. It proves that the worship of the Buddha does not depend on the wealth and economic conditions. People who always have positive direction and high determination to do good things will be given the blessing. The main temple is the place to worship Buddha, the protection, Nyik Ta, and God Tien, Tu Vada. The main temple is the most dignified and sacred place in the pagoda, which is the place to chant of the monks and direct the compassion to the Buddha. The main temple was designed following particular architecture with the roof carved in dragon-tailed shape. The pinnacles was in shape of Zom mountain and Naga snake god, was curved in 4-corner roof tops. Krot bird statue and Eva bird statue were designed as the bracket of the main temple roof. The main temple's surrounding wall was decorated by a pattern of reincarnation cycle with the meaning of life and the movement of survival rule. The main temple of Pagoda is located along the east-west and in the central area. The building must be proper. Certain dimensions, such as length, are double as width. Height is equal to length. Roof and trunk are 2 equal parts. The area of the doorframe, houses and shrines must also be complied with a standard. All temples have corridors around. The main temple has 4 main doors in the east-west with 7 or 9 windows in the south and the north, which are the most basic principles of the Khmer pagoda architecture. Khmer people believe that pagoda towards east will imply that Buddha dwells in the west and bless for eastward. The architectural structure of the main temple is 2 rows of precious wooden columns, which are very high at the middle, that create the high roof at the mid of the main temple. The main column, the adjacency and beams, which connect to the surrounding wall, form the second and third roof next to veranda column to cover corridor. The architectural structure of the main temple of Khmer Pagoda, which includes 3 layers, roof and roof corners, shaped dragon's tail, create a soft and flexible sense, lightly and comfortable space. The main hall of the temple is referred to as an isosceles triangle. The Khmer believe that triangle is the most perfection, which contains the flawless and absolute beauty. Triangle is a symbol of the number 3. The Hindu supreme genie also has 3 forms: Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Buddhism, the triple gem, has 3: Trarafona, Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. The world has 3 components: Vuswar Bhuvas. Time has 3 Trikila: past, present and future. Triangles also associated with Hindu sacred flame, the Buddha replaced by inner flame. It is also the knowledge, enlightenment and the cancellation of the outer casing. Therefore, the number 3 in particularly and odd numbers in generally are associated respectfully with the Buddha. The number of windows and columns in the temple are 3, 5, 7 or 9. The Buddhist altar has a 3-story parasol which presents the triple gem. A 5-story parasol expresses 5 embodiments of the Buddha, or a 7-story parasol shows that humans have to undergo 7 lifetimes, and number 9 is the space of pagoda. Overall, Khmer pagodas in southern area are unique architectural buildings. So far, although it has been changed, it still retains its own identity as well as national identity. It expresses the emotion, the desire to harmony in absolute flawless beauty, the enlightenment and the cancellation of the outer casing. In the perspective of art, the pagoda is a unique architectural work of art of the Khmer. In the perspective of spiritual, the temple is a pinnacle of the religious sublimation. The temple has proven the concept of Buddhist outlook on life and world of Theravada Buddhism, which strongly affect on spiritual life of each Khmer person. A long time ago, Khmer people in southern had a diverse culture and a strong sense of ethnic identities. So far, the value of the cultural treasure has not changed. The clearest expression of Khmer Mekong River Delta is the Theravada Buddhist temple, an architectural work of art. Besides, the main function is satisfied the aesthetic needs of residents. The temple also has function of being a place for believers undertaking religious activities, a place to spiritual practice of the monks, a place for the Upasaka refuge in the Triple Gem to come to the Buddha realm. The temple was also the firmly fulcrum for the development of Buddhism and preserved traditional custom of the ethnicity because the religion festivals and traditional festivals of ethnic groups are celebrated in this sacred place. Therefore, ethnic handwriting was maintained and developed. It's said that the temple is a school of the Khmer. The content of doctrine contains many humanistic values. Buddhism has strongly influenced on the spiritual life of Khmer people. One of the most profound effects is in the moral education field.